We were pretty famous back in high school.
Trust us. Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Hello and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast mostly made of cheese byproduct. No way, you say? Yes way. As stated, mostly way. I'm Matt.
Yes, that's true. What the heck was that?
I told you I wrote a really dumb intro.
Wow. I'm Sean. How are you?
Are you asking me how I am or how the listeners are?
You. I can't ask that and get a response from the listeners, can I?
Well, no.
So
it's just you just never ask me how I'm doing.
Well, how are you doing?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you.
Okay. Cool. Well, this has been great. Great times.
Yeah.
That's it.
What were you gonna say?
See you next Tuesday.
Were you gonna say something? What?
No.
Nope.
Nah.
Oh.
Nope. No.
Sean, you know what I really want to hear?
What is that?
I really want to hear an awesome dad joke.
I don't think you mean that.
I would love to get it out of the way.
But yeah, we could just knock it out. I tell you, this is a good one. By golly, ready for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when plastic surgery was taboo?
Yeah.
Now, if you mention Botox, no one even raises an eyebrow.
I mean, nobody that has Botox.
I mean, arguably nobody at all. But yes, I think the idea is you are unable to raise an eyebrow if you are someone who gets Botox. I mean, specifically in that area of the face, I suppose.
Yeah, if you get it in other places, you can probably raise your eyebrows just fine.
Your eyebrow range of motion is probably unaffected.
Yeah.
Yep. So, that's the joke. It's passable.
Yeah. I mean,
I would say it's
it was the best of the week, apparently.
It was. I wouldn't say it knocked it out of the park, but
no, it got a base hit.
Yeah, which is more than I could say for some of the other ones.
Yeah, no runs batted in, but it's on base.
It's on base.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be out. It's not going to make it home, but at least it got further than many of them have gotten.
Oh yeah. Most of them have just struck out.
Yeah, this team needs some work. This team needs a new coach, maybe, and maybe they need to ramp up their practice schedules. But they're not performing out there on the field.
No.
Let me tell you.
We have shown a good general understanding of how baseball works.
Yes, and able to apply those rules to the funniness level of these jokes.
Well, I think I don't know why it's such a thing that sports analogies are just put into like everyday events all the time.
You know why?
Why?
Because everyone and their grandmother loves sports.
Well, or it's a relatable enough thing that even if you don't like sports, you still understand how sports work.
Yeah. So let me tell you, they've done something right.
Yeah, we need to find a really, really obscure sport and start like using that as references to things in life.
Yeah. Well, like over here,
people don't know a ton about.
I mean, over here, you could probably even point to something as simple as cricket.
Yeah, we need to learn more about cricket.
Yeah, like, oh man, this definitely won't outdo the pitch. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know anything about cricket.
No. Is that what it's called? No, the pitch is called the I think in football, as in soccer. Everywhere in the world but here, football. I think the field is called the pitch.
I believe so.
And that might also be the case for cricket. Maybe that's
you can probably get away with that with most sports. No.
Get away with what?
calling it a pitch, but probably not.
Like
I just immediately thought in my head of several sports that does not work with. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Volleyball, hockey, foosball,
golf.
No, not a sport. Yeah. Golf.
Ping pong, tennis, volleyball.
Synchronized swimming. I said volleyball already.
Did you?
Pickleball.
Now we're literally just naming sports.
Horse racing, dog racing,
people racing,
cockfighting.
I consider that a sport.
Do cockfights occur in a ring? You would say it's a ring.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, so there's a ring surrounding the cocks. There's a ring surrounding the cocks at all time.
Yeah, it's a cock ring.
Cock ring, perfect.
Yep. You put the cocks in a cock ring, multiple cocks in one cock ring.
Yeah, and then they peck at each other.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of touching.
Yeah, a lot of cock on cock contact.
Mm-hmm.
Cocktact?
And, usually only one makes it out unscathed. Do not write cocktact down as a possible title to this episode.
Why not? How'd you know I did that? Why not?
Because I saw you writing, and I figured that's the only thing he could possibly be writing. Anyways.
Because it's something I said.
No, not because it's... Most of the things you say become titles.
Is that so?
I don't know. I think it's pretty split.
I guess it's the magic of me. I've got the magic touch.
Something like that.
If you come into contact with me, you'll be affected greatly. It'll change your life, and it's something you don't think you want, but then when it happens, you're like, "Oh, this is lovely." Just
I'm gonna ask some people that I know that have been in contact with you.
Who do you know
and see if their life's changed for the better or for the worse?
Who do you know has been in contact with me? What's his name?
I wasn't saying him. Cock to tack doesn't necessarily have to be cock on cock. It can be any sort of contact with a cock.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are they from back from my cricket days? Who are these people? Out on the pitch?
I mean, you may have pitched one to the side here or there.
You think so?
Yeah. Sean, let's move on.
Matt.
Let's get into, since we've been talking about cocks, let's get into the meat of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious cock meat. I'm referring to the chicken rooster. I'm referring
to the chicken's penis.
Yes.
Not my own.
Let's see what we can do here, Sean. There's quite a bit of this list still left. That's right, the manipulation list. I think.
I was going to ask.
Oh, were you?
I was going to ask. To what list are you referring?
The manipulation tactics list. We've been picking away at it here. We want to learn to be better manipulators in our lives, so that we can get people to do the things that we want them to do, or react in ways that we want them to react. Which just makes us superior, more awesome people.
It's not just about the people, it's situations too. You want to try to make a situation work out in the way that most benefits you.
Mm-hmm.
So this list,
it's very self-serving.
Yeah, and this is not just for you and I. Anyone can apply these.
Oh, well, yeah. If this was just for you and me, I would have just called you and told you all of these things.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be broadcasting this out to the world, to the millions.
Or a less weird thing would be for you to have just sent it to me so I could read it in my own time. I mean, it sounds like you're telling me a bedtime story with the way that you were saying you were going to deliver it to me. Call me up and read the list to me.
Yeah.
You expect me to retain everything on there in one sitting?
Well, yeah. I mean, if the best thing you can do is you put some earbuds in, I call you up just as you're about to go to sleep, and then I can read it to you as you sleep, and then I'll just keep reading it as you're sleeping, so it just gets in there subconsciously.
Sure.
So that when you wake up, you just have all these new ideas of how you can better your life.
It's one of those tapes, like if you're trying to, there's a weight loss tape or a learning a new language tape, and you can try to
weight loss tapes while you're sleeping. It sounds interesting.
Well, I mean, it works. I don't eat in my sleep anymore.
That's true. Wow, I never thought about that.
So these have been a big help. They've been a big help. They've really helped me drop some of the LBs.
Yeah. Probably helps that you don't sleep next to a refrigerator anymore either.
No.
It's, I'm trying to really illustrate how tiny Sean's basement used to be. Used to sleep against a fridge.
No.
Or on top of it.
My room is so big you could fit a full-size refrigerator in it. Like I'm living
but you had to sleep on it.
Yeah, there was no room for a bed. I had to make a choice. It's like, geez, refrigerator in this bedroom or a bed. And I'm like, well, I probably eat more than I sleep, so let's go with refrigerator.
Right.
But the thing that sucked was the oven had to be in the other room, so I couldn't I had to switch, change rooms every time I wanted to cook something. And then when it came time to eat my meal, quote unquote, in bed, I had to go back into the other room.
You couldn't eat by the stove?
Well, if I wanted to, eat in bed, as some do, then I had to go back to the refrigerator.
You couldn't sleep on the stove that time?
It's hot, dude.
The inside? I didn't say sleep in the stove.
Yeah, but no. You inside the oven is hot. The outside of the stove, the surface of the stove is hot. If you know how stoves and ovens work, you would understand that.
I know as much about them as I do sports.
Got it. So basically, when you're cooking on the pitch,
right,
you want to make sure you stir occasionally so that the stuff doesn't burn to the bottom of the pitch.
Right.
And only cook on the pitch in daylight.
Okay.
Because you're never going to reach a safe eating temperature. Your internal temperature of your food is never going to be a safe level if you're cooking on the pitch at night. It's just not going to happen. Unless your pitch is on a volcano. Right. Then you got a good chance. Or near, say, a geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere there's high pressure and high temperature as a result of the high pressure, you have a better chance.
I'm having some high pressure trying to figure out how to wrangle this back around to the manipulation list.
The thing that's worse about sleeping on a refrigerator,
we're not done,
is in order to make it comfortable, I have to lay the refrigerator on its back. But then when I'm sleeping on it, I can't reach in to get more food if I want. I have to then get up off of the fridge / bed.
Why don't you lay it on its side?
I didn't want to. Well, because
you're just like, whoa, I didn't think.
Well, no.
You just didn't think about that just now.
No. So if you lay it on its side so that the opening end of the door is toward the floor, then you're still lifting the door. You still have to somehow reach around the whole door to get.
Lay it on the other side so you open the door downward.
Okay, well, geez, I'm about to get to both examples. I'm about to give the example of why neither side is a good idea. Okay,
I'll tell you why it is.
So why it is a good idea?
Yep.
So you have to then somehow reach around the full size of the open door to get into the fridge. And by that point, you're just going to have to get up anyway because you can't reach inside. Now, flip the refrigerator over the other way. Refrigerator / bed for economic purposes, we're just going to call it the Fred. I sleep on Fred every night. So anyway, to flip Fred over and lay him on the other side, I call him a him. I don't know. I name my appliances.
and give them genders.
Yeah. So to flip Fred over onto his other side, if you could get the door open, you're going to be fighting the back, the left spine of the door, I suppose, or whatever. That edge is going to be up against the floor. So to open the door is already going to be a fight against, because you're applying weight to Fred, and then you're going to try to open the door, and you have to resist against more weight. Anyway, plus, if you suspend Fred off the floor a tiny bit, just so the door has free motion to open, you run the risk of the door just getting knocked open in the middle of the night, and then your food spoils.
Not if you put a latch on it.
A latch?
Yeah, just put a little latch on the door so it can help it stay closed.
So like some sort of bondage. Like you want me to apply some sort of bondage to Fred in the middle of the night so that he can't get away, or
wouldn't be getting away.
Yeah, you're right. He'd still be there. So, yeah. So that you think that's so? Give me the examples of how these are both good ideas, like you said you were going to do.
Well, I just told you the latch thing.
Sure, why not? That's not explaining why laying it on that side is a good idea. That's just giving a solution to the problem that I stated there would be.
Well, I'm saying, okay, if I stated why either would be a good idea, that was a misrepresentation of what I was actually attempting at. I was more so saying why either one could work. So
you just want to counter what I said in a way.
I'm just giving you yes, and I'm also giving you some options as to how you can make them work for you. So a latch would work for the one way.
Yep. Flip Fred back over now.
So now we're flipping Fred over, so you're opening the door upward?
Correct. So you have to reach down to the floor level to open the door, kind of like a DeLorean.
Yeah. I already know that you're the reach around king.
Sure.
So you should already have no issues.
But
given Fred a reach around.
Take the width of the average Fred door.
You're up for a challenge.
But
how about this?
When I'm in Fred, I'm supposed to be relaxing.
Right.
When I'm laying in Fred, I'm supposed to be relaxing.
You're not laying in Fred. You're laying on Fred. You're reaching into Fred.
No. But when you're in, let's go back to what other people call, like when they sleep on a bed, they say I'm laying in bed. But since this is a fridge bed combo, I would say I'm laying in Fred.
Okay.
And when I'm in Fred, I just want to relax at night.
Right.
I don't want to have to do a lot of work, is what I'm saying.
So how about this?
Even though Fred's on bottom, I don't want to do the work.
Yeah. It's a power bottom situation.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you get a Fred that has a double opening door that opens in the middle?
Oh, okay.
Then you still have to latch the doors together.
But then both problems always exist.
No. So
no matter which side I lay Fred on,
you can still do the latch situation.
Sure.
On the bottom door.
Yep.
And then
the top less of a reach around distance.
Yeah. And the top door, less of a reach around.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to strain yourself. It's more relaxing. It's better for both of you.
Okay. And then that would be better.
The problem with that is then typically the freezer part is like a drawer, and that'll just be a pain in the ass either way.
Yeah. Well, no, because you could just have the side by side where one side's the freezer and one side's the fridge.
There's that too, yeah.
Not where the upper portion is a fridge, but this just has split doors,
right?
And the bottom is the freezer part. You got the side by side freezer fridge setup.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that would be the best way.
Yeah,
to really take advantage of a Fred. So yeah, that's worth a shot. But again, these are all great ideas and great advice for the time that I was living in that situation, but I'm not anymore. So there's really no point for us to have this conversation at all, unless it helps. Hey, if there's others out there that are sleeping on a Fred every night, and you're running into these issues and you can't find a viable solution to them, hopefully we helped you.
So the manipulation list.
Sure. What about it?
Jesus Christ.
I'm done with I'm done talking about my nighttime scenario, my nighttime adventures.
Your fridge sleeping arrangements?
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. Great.
Very good.
Let's do this. All right, here we go. If someone says they have the hiccups, tell them to prove it. The pressure will usually make the hiccups disappear.
Do you think it would have any other adverse effects?
Of them having to prove that they have hiccups?
Yeah, like what if there's someone that suffers from like severe anxiety and then you tell them to prove that they have hiccups and then they cannot hiccup at that time? They might have a breakdown, a mental breakdown, and perhaps an automotive breakdown.
And then also if it does work, right, then they just look like a liar.
Yeah.
Then who's the asshole in this situation? Because if it works, if you somebody has the hiccups, you tell them to prove it, and then they don't hiccup because that actually helped, then they look like a liar. You know what?
I don't agree with this. I think the purpose of this is just to get them to stop hiccuping, right?
Yeah.
But typically, you don't have to tell someone that you have the hiccups. Usually, you explain it away after you hiccup, and they witness you hiccuping. Then there's no need to tell them. So no one's just going to walk up to you and say, "I've got the hiccups."
I know, but this is a situation where if someone says they have the hiccups,
you could just tell them to prove it.
Yeah, you tell them to prove it, and then they won't.
Is it cruel
But then in that situation, you don't know if they ever did.
I know, because if it's not the case where if it's not the normal everyday human scenario where you witness someone hiccuping, they just come up and tell you, then yeah, there's no proof whatsoever. So you don't know if you really did anything to help them.
Right.
Or manipulate them.
Because it'd be way weirder if you heard somebody hiccuping and then asked them to prove that they had the hiccups.
Right. That would also be weird.
That would make you look like a psycho.
So far, I don't think you're going to really run into this in real life.
Yeah. Because usually when I say I have the hiccups, I don't just be like, did you know I have the hiccups? I usually hiccup and I'm like, oh, damn it, I have the hiccups.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time I ever say, like, this is the most I've ever said hiccups in my life.
Yeah. But, and you can't then tell someone to prove it because they did. You just saw them hiccup.
That's why I say you look like a complete weirdo if you ask somebody to prove they have the hiccups when they clearly do.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Want to hear another terrible idea?
Hopefully it's terrible. Otherwise you're not living up to your promises.
Oh, this is a bad one. If you think someone is about to become aggressive towards you, sit next to them. It will make things harder and more awkward for them. Or it'll just make it way easier to be aggressive towards you because you're now right next to them.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what they mean exactly by aggressive.
Yeah.
It's very vague, that term. Are they just being verbally aggressive? Are they being sexually aggressive? Are they just being physically aggressive, like they're going to beat you up or punch you?
I mean, if they're being sexually aggressive and you sit next to them and it makes things harder.
It depends on
also more awkward for them.
Well, it depends on who's being the aggressor.
Right.
As to whether or not things become harder.
Right. I mean, things can become harder on all people, just different
depending
parts
on how
of the
aggressive
body.
you are.
It's just different parts of the body become harder.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I've experienced that. You know,
like physically
all those times I've been sexually aggressive
or sexually aggressed.
Is
that the way to say it? Say it.
I think so. I sexually digress.
I've been sexually aggressed. No, I think this is a bad idea. If somebody's going to be aggressive towards you verbally or physically or anything, don't sit like, oh, I'm going to make it awkward for them. It's like, no, you're just going to make it easier for them to be rude or abusive towards you.
Well, verbally, it would have no effect. They would still be able to carry out their verbal abuse on you, or
Is it more awkward to verbally be aggressive towards somebody when they just sit next to you just to take it?
Possibly. I'm sure it would it might throw you off guard and you might lose your train of thought for a second.
Be like, why is this person just willing to sit here and take this?
Yeah.
And they're smiling at me.
Is this the same type of thing? Like, should I also offer them my pen?
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Right. So they'd be like, oh, you know what? This person's not so bad. Maybe I won't sexually aggress them.
I forgot about that. They're not so bad because they offered me a pen. It's like,
hey, this guy's not so bad after all.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't lay into him.
But what if they're still going to be sexually aggressive towards you and now you just given them an implement?
The pen is an implement?
Oh, they could use it in various ways.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want it. I'm pretty sure they have other things they would want to use as an implement versus a pen.
Yeah, but if they didn't have anything, now you've just given them an object to use against you.
Yeah, that's true. And they're like, thanks, you're not so bad after all.
Yeah. Sounding rod, just right.
Sounding rod. What's a sounding rod?
It is a rod that you put in the urethra of a penis.
As opposed to the urethra of
a vagina.
What could you do that?
What?
Could you could probably fit it in the urethra of a vagina too.
Yeah. I just like how you're why as opposed to the urethra of like, yes, other things have urethras, Sean. I'm still
trying to figure out who's who here. You know, who's the aggressor and who's being aggressed.
Between us or
in this scenario. No, in this hypothetical scenario that
whoever has the pen.
Silly idea. Oh, so it's whoever holds the pen holds the power.
Yeah.
Just like in the world of business.
Mm.
And thankfully, especially in the area of sexual aggression, they have also adopted the belief that the pen is mightier than the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one wants the other, I assume.
Right. I checked out halfway through what you were saying.
Great. I'm glad when I try to say something humorous, your response is
I don't
nothing.
know what the hell you were saying. I kind of just like lost track of what you were saying.
I'll mark the time, 28 and a half minutes. I'll let you discover that for yourself. Please tell me another manipulation tactic.
This one might be very hard to pull off. If you want to stand out and be more memorable in an interview, try and be the first or last candidate. People remember the beginning and end of something the clearest. You have no control over that.
I guess maybe just getting there super early might help you become the first candidate, but
like,
last, the only way you could do that.
Like if they're doing a thing where they're like scheduling all interviews on like these days we're doing interviews for this position. That's
you don't know.
But if you're just applying for jobs and just interviewing at a bunch of jobs, you have no control over when you get seen in any sort of lineup.
I think this probably applies more to like an audition process where there's a casting call for something and they have everyone show up at once and they just call people in to.
But even then, I don't think you would have any control over that. Because how weird would it be if you're just like, can I be first? Or I'd like to wait to be last, you know?
I mean, because in an audition, you don't want to miss your shot. So if you make yourself like scarce during most of it and they call your name and you're not there, they might just scratch off your name. They're not going to go, well, when we get to the end, we'll try that person again. We'll see if they're here now.
Right.
You know,
because they're seeing tons of people.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you want to stand out and be more memorable in an interview, then like
wear a mascot costume.
Either train like take classes on how to interview or different things like that, or be an interesting person, connect with the person who's interviewing with you on some sort of more personal level if you can. Like just be a good interview. Don't worry about what placement you have in it.
Well, what this list is trying to do is trying to manipulate others into doing what they think are good ideas or what they're trying to pass off as good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not buying it.
No. How about this? If someone makes a derogatory joke about you in a group setting, play dumb and ask them to explain the joke. It won't appear funny the second time around, and they'll feel embarrassed.
It won't appear funny, but you will appear as someone who doesn't know what the joke was about.
Yeah. Acting dumb, like, don't play dumb. Just be like, oh, what do you mean by that joke? Or, hey, why do you think that joke's funny?
Or just
what's funny? What's funny about that joke?
Yeah. How am I funny? Am I like a clown to you?
Yeah. Am I Rita Redner funny? It's the Family Guy version of it.
Oh, haven't seen it.
Oh. Yeah,
or it's just not funny to me.
They do that scene, and then he asks him if he's two different, like I think he says two different people, and one of them is Rita Redner, and he's like Rita Redner funny, and he just goes, oh, thank you.
What was the other one like? I
don't remember.
Gilda Radner or Lily Tomlin or something like that. Carol Burnett.
No, it probably wasn't even a woman. I don't even know.
Oh, you sexist.
Well, how is that sexist? He said like he was like the woman, and
yeah, be like it probably wasn't even a woman. Women aren't funny.
It probably. I just don't think it. I don't know. Why are we doing this?
It most likely wasn't a woman. They were mentioned on TV, and women don't exist, right, Matt?
Women's names do.
Oh, weird for some reason.
If someone is bothering you at your desk too often, Sean, this might work for you. Continue the conversation, but get up and walk them back to their desk.
Here, grab my hand. Let's go back to your desk and talk about it.
Probably not holding hands, but probably just like get up and start walking back towards their desk and then stop there and then walk away. And just follow you back. That might work. That might work.
What's funny thing is a couple of times lately, I've had earbuds in my ear and someone will just start talking to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll at first just keep staring at my screen and like not respond. And then they just keep going. So then you have to go, pull it out of your ear. Yes. What is it? And then they start over.
There's a guy I work with that will literally ask me a question, but he's got headphones in. He's listening to music.
Sure.
He will ask me a question that involves me having to give him some sort of a response.
Yeah.
And halfway through my response,
as most questions do.
Yeah, he'll pull. Well, sometimes it could just use it could have like a nod or a shake my head in yes or no.
Like this needs a verbal reply.
Yeah, most of the times it needs a verbal reply. I'll start replying to him, and then about halfway through, he'll pull his headphones out and say, "What?
What?"
All the time. He does this to me constantly.
Does he do it to mess with you?
No, because I've literally told him several times, if you ask me a question that involves me having to give you a response, take your headphones out before you ask me the question. Because I gotten so tired of having to repeat myself. But he does it to me all the time.
That's kind of next. It's kind of next level weird.
It's so dumb.
That's like just walking up to you and declaring that they have the hiccups to you without showing evidence of having the hiccups.
I would rather have that happen.
Well, no, what's good? What he'll do is he'll walk up to you, tell you have the hiccups. You'll remove your earbuds, and then he'll say,
tell me I have the hiccups.
No. Is that what I said? No. Yeah. He taps you on your shoulder. You pull out your earbud. You're like, you have the hiccups. And then he's like, I would like you to prove it now. And then you hiccup in his face, and he goes, what? Pulling out his earbud. Classic Marv. His name's Marv, right?
His name is not going to be mentioned.
Marvin?
The thing is, if he doesn't listen to this, but if he did, he would know who I was talking about.
He knows
off
who
that.
He is.
Yeah, because he does it to me all the damn time.
He knows.
All right.
Who he is.
Oh, here, Sean. This one's for you.
Oh, great.
Compliment the guy you're out on a date with if you want to impress him. Most guys don't get complimented frequently, so when it happens, they tend to eat it up.
I would never go outside of Fred.
Then who are you? I can't remember what we called it. Cock touching with.
Cock-tacting?
Cock-tacting.
Who are you cock-tacting?
Who are you in contact with?
Let me see your cock-tacks on your phone.
Yeah.
Andrew, what?
I think we gave that one as much time as we needed. If you ask somebody,
visual gag, Matt, what?
There was a visual gag?
Yeah.
Well, you still can hear me because you still have one headphone. It's different when you can hear me because you have headphones on versus not having them on.
It's still, but it'd
be dumb for you to ask me a question right now without your headphones on.
Yeah. But the spirit of it was there. I'm just removing a headphone half to hear your answer. Okay. I mean, if you're not going to play along, I'm just going to stop.
I was agreeing. How is this me not playing along? I was agreeing with you.
No, by saying this is the opposite of what you should be doing. You're not doing the right thing. That's not playing along. That's telling me what I did wrong with my joke.
Oh yeah, which is playing along in a different way.
That's not what you're playing. That's along means you're both doing
it's
in
playing
the same
along
direction.
with different rules. I have a different set of rules that I'm playing along with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're
playing two different games.
Yeah, I'm playing sorry, and you're playing
board
trouble.
on the same pitch.
Yeah, on the same pitch. Do you like to? Oh, I love coming over to a friend's house and playing some pitch games.
Yeah. If you ask someone to move over to a different location to talk, they are much more likely to listen to you and follow instructions. I mean, if they go along with you, they immediately are listening and following directions.
Or unless they go along with you in your version, which is to go another way or go against them or to not go along with them.
No.
Your version of going along with something is to not go along with something.
Not always, just that particular thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Again, you're not doing it again. Again, you're saying no, not what I didn't say I do.
Is this what the rest of these are going to be?
Earlier.
Are the rest of these going to be you just taking it then and twisting it into what my version of it would be?
Look, I only want to do like 4 of these, so I need to just.
Well, we're past that.
Oh, we are?
We've done more than 4.
All right, let's end this then.
We're 39 minutes in.
Before
I take out the silence.
What silence?
Well,
there's been like next to none.
There was a lot in the beginning.
But I don't think we're starting there.
This episode's gonna be 2 minutes long.
I don't think we're starting at the beginning.
The episode?
Yeah, we're gonna cut in a tiny bit. Cut in to find a.
There was a lot of silence after my intro.
Find a good jumping point. That's right. That did happen because your intro was,
And some people may or may not know that.
The
people listening might not know that there was a large piece of silence after my intro. Sean hated my intro.
Especially the people that will bail on the episode before they reach this part of it.
Yeah,
explaining that there was a bunch of
the intro music.
They might hear your intro and shut it off.
Yeah, well, hey.
And tell their kids earmuffs.
Why would they tell their kids that?
Because they don't want their kids to hear it either.
Then they shouldn't be playing it in front of their kids. It's very easily avoidable.
Yeah, but they don't know that until after it's too late, Yeah.
I mean, if they're jumping in at episode 134 and just playing it in front of their children without, vetting it a little bit first, that's on them. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I hope your kids are listening to this, and I hope they fucking something. I don't know. What's some shit I can say that kids shouldn't hear?
I hope they end up sleeping on a Fred.
Yeah, Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, neither is the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
You were a mistake.
Jesus. I was listing more people that aren't real.
Gotcha.
I mean, the Easter Bunny isn't a people, but...
No. I mean,
out in the world, when you see an Easter Bunny on Easter, it is a people.
It's a people in a costumes.
Yep. It's a people in a costumes. If you look and sound like you know what you're doing, odds are a fair amount of people will think you know what you are doing.
Since this is a form of manipulation, I think any amount of people is an unfair amount of people.
Yeah.
But I agree to that.
Also, I agree. It's a stupid tactic to like, why? I don't know.
I mean, that goes along with fake it till you make it. Where you sound like you're confident and you know what you're talking about, and you sound like you can, of course I can do these tasks that you require of me, job.
I'm sure earlier, because we sounded like we knew what we were talking about. People probably think we know a lot about sports.
I think they do. I think we were.
I think it was pretty convincing.
I think the terms that we used were very sports centric, and they applied to all of the sports games that we used as examples.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Ball, puck, stick, kick.
I'm sure
pitch,
we didn't
throw,
say most of those earlier.
Shorts.
Hats. Shorts. Big sports term.
A very sports-centric term. Don your shorts, players.
Yes.
It's time for your nightly sports match.
To
the pitch.
to the pitch. We're going to have several rounds today.
Coach.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. Use phrases like, thank you for your patience, instead of apologizing. It removes the blame from you and makes the other person feel better. I like how it said use phrases and then gave one example.
One phrase, yeah. But I think they're suggesting, use a variety of phrases like that one phrase.
Yeah.
You can find other way. You can put your own little creative spin on it, but have the core message be the same. Yeah. Some panache, some jazz. I love to use that phrase on women in labor.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. It removes instead of apologizing.
Yeah, I'm sorry your baby isn't born yet.
Yeah, I am sorry about this.
They hate that. They're already not in the best of moods. All right.
Well, it's funny.
So let's
in labor. It's such a funny situation of just like, I'm sorry this is taking so long. It's like it's not on you.
So sorry. I'm not on top of my game. I'll admit, as your birth doctor.
Yep, technical term. Sean Tattoo, birth doctor.
Here's my card. It's made of placenta.
I thought you were going to go there.
I was finding the word. I was searching for the word.
I thought you were trying to find a different word and then just said, screw it.
Nope. I was trying to find that word. And eventually did. And you all heard it.
Yeah.
So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, thank you for your patience.
I'll be going now. You can finish this up on your own.
Thank you for your patience is also a term I use during coitus.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's another situation where, sorry, this is taking so long.
Sure. It removes the blame from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my fault it's taking so long. You're just not making me feel good.
Right.
Normally I come really fast. This is on you.
This is like a finger trap for me right now, and it is not pleasant.
Yeah. You got to pinch it in the middle so you can get it back out.
So you got to figure your whole situation out if this is going to work.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Mm.
But again, thanks for your patience.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time, do better.
I like how we just came at them really hard, and then we're like, throw that manipulative term.
Came at them hard.
That's low hanging. That's low hanging fruit. I wasn't going there. That's not what I was after.
Yeah. This one is weird. If you make a favor seem bigger than it is before asking it, the person on the receiving end is much more likely to help.
I can see that.
Well, maybe, but like,
well, because you're going to make it seem like they're going to ask you something like really inconvenient and out of their way, like helping someone move or something. But you're like, oh, I hate to ask, but I mean, I'm kind of out of options here. I really need you to help me with blah, 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 blah. And it's something as tiny as, can you hold the door for me while I carry this, statue?
Yeah. Do you have a piece of gum?
Do you have some additional gum?
Oh, additional gum. Yeah. See, I guess when I originally read that one, I thought it was just like, well, to me, it seemed like you're still going to ask them a big task, but like make it seem more like bigger or worse than it really is. So then maybe I was thinking it along the lines of, if you make something seem like it's really bad, they're more likely to help you. Like that's the way I was originally reading it. I'm like, how is that going to work? You're
gonna hate this. It's gonna make you miserable, but it's gonna take up your whole day. Clear your Saturday, because if you do this for me, you are not gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna have to cancel all your plans, and you're probably gonna have some sort of strain.
So I was thinking of it like using helping you move as like the thing, but like making it seem like helping you move is worse than it's really going to be, and they'll be more likely to help you that way. Like that's the way I was reading it, but the way you're saying it of just like, building it up and it's just a minor thing.
Sure.
They'll just be like, definitely here, have it.
Yeah. See, because I think you immediately just want to jump on these as though they're just ridiculous, without seeing the logic in them.
I think there was enough of them that were ridiculous that once I got to this point, I'm just like, this is another stupid idea.
Yeah. But no, this is like, come on, I've got like 500 boxes and a lot of furniture, and my U-Haul just crashed. So we have to load everything up in my sedan bit by bit. There's going to be multiple trips. Please, I need you to help me move right now, like in 4 minutes, because I have to be out of my existing place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to bill me. You got to help me out right now. And then, of course, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, of course, that's way worse than I."
I thought you were going to say all of that, and then be like, "Will you just please close that door for me?"
I should have, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Will you please get my mail for one day?
Every time you see someone you know, smile and say hello. They'll think of you as a nice person and may be more likely to help you out in the future. You already know this person. But this is what's going to make them think of you as a nice person.
Oh, they said hello.
They smiled and said hello.
I've observed a lot of their other behavior, and it's horrific.
Yeah.
But, they're not so bad because they say hi to me every time we're in passing. And sometimes they toss a pen my way. Yeah. And, I have to kind of go, you know what? Maybe everyone has bad moments.
Yeah.
This person just happens to have like a lot of consistent bad moments daily.
Yeah.
And they're always toward other people. But
he's killed 38 people.
Yeah, but they say hi to me. He probably said hi to them before doing it.
But yeah, that's probably how he got so close to his victims.
Yeah, yeah.
They thought of him as a nice person.
They tried to sit next to him
Wait
to
a minute.
throw him off. Yeah. And then as he's slowly murdering them, he's like, "Thank you for your patience."
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry this is taking so long.
Sorry, this is taking so long. Now, can you just help me move these boxes?
Are you in pain?
Yeah. You may be entitled to a cash settlement.
Could you help me with these boxes? I need to place you in them later.
Yeah, bit by bit.
Mm-hmm. So that reminds me of so there's this really stupid joke of it's what do you do with a dead chemist?
What do you do with it?
Bury him.
Bury him. It's one of the elements.
Yeah. So I came up with a second part of that joke.
Okay.
Which is, well, how do you bury him? Periodically.
That's awesome, actually.
Because the first time I told that to somebody, they're just like, "Oh, wait, what?" I'm like, it was a bad accident.
I like that.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it.
You got a couple extra dad jokes out of this episode.
I don't even think those are. What is a dad joke and what is a dad joke?
They're just bad jokes, just jokes that are stupid or punny.
Yeah.
Or
periodically. I didn't see that coming either. I was trying to think of another element on the chart to be like, what do you mean? How? I'm thinking of all these other Nick Copper and
Yeah, I just like the idea of it takes a while.
No, here's the better joke. How do you bury a chemist? Wait, no. What does it say? What do you do with a dead chemist?
What do you do with a dead chemist? It's bury him.
What do you do with a dead chemist? Bury him. How do you bury him?
I don't know.
Beryllium.
No.
Helium.
Neon.
Neon.
Oxygen.
How do you bring a dead chemist back to life? Helium.
Oh.
Sort of.
That kind of works. That kind of works.
Yeah. How do you lift a sad person's spirits? Helium. Beryllium.
Well, maybe you can come up with one for this next question, Sean.
Californium.
That's not a what?
I think once you get down to some other ones that are more recent, a lot of them, since they were discovered in like various parts of the U.S., they'll be named after states they were discovered in.
Well, that's stupid.
There might be a Californium. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I will check.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're doing that, if you want to calm down someone who is distraught and shut down, ask them questions that involve numbers, like their address or phone number. It will sometimes pull them out of their emotional state and into a better headspace.
I agree.
Or it'll just shut them down even further.
It probably will.
Why are you asking me these stupid, what? Like, I like the address or phone number. So this just makes me think like you're out at a bar, you see a chick. Sorry, a chick. You see a woman who's distraught and shut down, like she just got in a fight with somebody. What's your address? What's your phone number?
Give me your contact info.
Yeah. Oh. God damn it. Stop trying to make contact work.
Yes. So Californium, it's number 98 on the periodic chart. It's a radioactive metal. Uses: Californium is a very strong neutron emitter. It is used in portable metal detectors for identifying gold and silver ores, to identify water and oil layers in oil wells, and to detect metal fatigue and stress in aeroplanes.
Oh, interesting. Well, there you go.
Californium. I knew it was there.
Can't say that High School Famous doesn't teach you things.
Well, you can, but you'd be a filthy liar.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe if you already know everything we've ever said, then you legitimately can say that.
Right.
High School Famous does not teach me anything because I already know everything that they've said.
Well,
or will say.
No. You can say everything that they've said, yes, up to this particular moment.
But they will declare that they are already any knowledge we can try to impart, they claim to already know. I already knew that. Or I already know that. Or I already will know that. I already will know that.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
But they're trying to cover all bases here.
You can't use a past and present tense on the
Look,
same
Matt,
sentence.
they're trying to cover all their bases here. Sports reference.
Oh, okay, there you go. You brought it back.
I did.
All right. If someone, I just threw in a word. If you ask a question at someone's and someone's first response is what? Give it a few seconds before repeating the question. Oftentimes they have heard you. They just need a moment to process what you said. I don't know how that's manipulating in any way.
It's not. It's actually helping the other person out.
It's now this one I will say is me to a T. I will ask what, and then halfway through them like re-saying it, I'll be like, "Oh no, I heard you." Because it just takes a second for me to like realize, especially if if somebody says something to me while I'm not paying attention to them, and then they just like come and start talking to me, I'll be like, "What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah." So
people,
I relate. I relate to that one.
Well,
people do hate me for various reasons.
This list is not all bad after all. Do you agree or disagree? You're just like,
oh yeah,
oh yeah. All right.
Neither. I'm just. That's an interesting statement.
Okay, that's what he thinks. That's what Sean thinks.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah. Now I'm on the same. I'm on the same base, Sean.
Same base. You can't have two players on the same base. That's against baseball rules.
Shit.
Yeah. So
unless it's not against the rules if you're playing. What was that?
Fake baseball. Ghost?
No. What's like the kickball where you like have the big mats as the like.
Oh,
like mat ball. I think it's just called mat ball.
It might have been called mat ball.
Yeah. So
I think you're right. Yeah, you could have a whole ton of people.
You could have the whole team on there, which wouldn't work because then nobody's kicking.
No one's kicking. Yeah. So then
you can have all but one player on there.
True. I forgot about mat ball.
Yeah, I did until I just brought it up.
Well, it's such a lame name,
Matt.
Just immediately forgettable.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would you ever try to retain that waste of letters?
Yeah. Until you add an extra T to it, then it's pretty sweet.
I mean, they sound the same though.
They sound the same, but they are two very different things.
But ball though, I mean, that's something worth hanging on to.
Oh yeah. Just grab onto it tight.
Yeah, swing around.
Just never let go.
Yeah. No matter how much anyway, what's the next what do we got? What's the next list?
Slight touches on the body when you're with the person you like can make them physiologically feel warmer towards you.
I mean,
that's just advice.
Well, here's they're very specific to say that it's the person that, like, if I like someone, if I touch them,
they'll feel warmer towards you.
It doesn't say anything about their feelings toward me. This could be met with a very opposite response.
It says it'll make them feel warmer towards you.
Will it? That's not a guarantee.
That's what it says.
That's not a guarantee. Yeah, I get
it's
that it
written
says
right here.
I get that. Is it a quote? Who said it? Does it list who said it? If it's a reputable source, then I'll buy it. You know, if it's J. Edgar Hoover, sure, I'll buy it all day long.
Oh, it was Hoffa.
Where's my wallet?
It was
J. Edgar Hoover said it.
Jimmy Hoffa said it. So I don't know.
James Hoffa, or as his original last name, James Hoffenheimer.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Look it up.
No,
Jameson Hoffenheimer,
the fourth.
Jameson Scratchy Hoffenheimer.
Scratchy.
All right.
All right, let's instead of asking, do you have any questions, ask, what questions do you have? People will be more likely to speak up. Or if they don't have any, you'll look like a moron.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sure you guys have plenty of questions for me because I'm not good at explaining what I'm trying to explain. What do you got?
Yeah.
And then someone's just like, none.
Yeah.
So I guess, they were more likely to say something, but yeah, none. Because to assume that someone has a bunch of questions.
It's kind of...
Wow, I suck at explaining.
Well, and it's kind of like...
You guys aren't smart enough to get this?
Kind of... I don't want to say you're kind of ballsy, just assume people are going to like have questions for you. But like, it's just kind of like...
Of
the
course
audacity.
Yeah. Of course you're interested. Of course you're heavily interested in this topic. You must have a lot more you want to find out.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm here.
I do like the idea of that they just did a really shit job of explaining it. So.
I'm here to A all of your cues.
Yeah. That sounds weird when you say it that way.
Let me give me one of your cues. Let me A it. Let me A one cue.
I'm gonna A that. Oh my god, I'm gonna A the fuck out of that cue.
Come on, give it up. Give up the
I'm
cue.
gonna A it so hard.
Come on. Like capital A.
Man, dude, if you ever have to like give a presentation for anything, please do that at the end. Just be like, all right.
Anybody got any cues I can A?
Yeah. It sounds dirty, but it's like, what's a cue in a dirty way? Like,
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Penetrate my cue. What? You feel like answer my question. Oh, okay.
All right. I love this one. Muted. I know. I did the Sean turn away.
I've been muting.
Yeah. I like this one. If you don't feel motivated to do something, just do it for 10 minutes. Even if you don't keep doing it for longer, 10 minutes is better than 0. I just love the idea
that's the lamest.
Hey, you know what? Motivated to do something, just do it for 10 minutes.
Scratch out the 10 minutes part. Just like,
yeah,
they're basically saying, hey, you don't want to do this thing? Just do it. Do it. I mean, it's Nike's slogan. And they did pretty
that's
well
how
themselves.
Nike came up with it. They're just like, I don't feel like making this.
I don't want to come up with a. I don't want to come up with a slogan.
Just do it.
Oh, swoosh!
I don't know who you are or why you're here, but you're hired.
The name's Jameson Scratchy Hoffenheimer.
No, Hoffenheimer.
Yeah.
Was it always Hoffenheimer? Sorry,
I don't know.
I thought you said. I thought it was something else before. No, I love that one. It's so dumb. Of just do it.
Yeah,
it's like, do you not understand how not being motivated works? Because
so the Apple Watch will give you quote unquote personalized motivational little instructions. Like if you're not. Like if they're trying to get you to close your exercise,
drink more water, stupid.
No, but it'll be like, you closed your exercise ring yesterday. Do it again today. I'm like, great. What a personalized experience.
Well, and it's like each day is different as far as like I'm imagining like steps taken or something. It's like certain days just you do move more because of like
but on those days where you're not, they're telling you, look, just do it. Just move more.
Just do it.
Look, move as much as you did yesterday or more.
Yeah.
For at least 10 minutes.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why are you not as good as you were?
Are you depressed? Your steps are way down today. Are you struggling to get out of Fred?
I think there was like a comedian or something that was talking about like, how the Netflix thing will come up and be like, are you still watching? If you've been watching something for too long. He was talking about how like it was sad that like Netflix was more concerned about his well-being than like
family members or
like,
something.
Hey, are you all right? You've been watching this show for a long time.
Oh, that's what the angle is. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Netflix is staring at you and Netflix sees that you fell asleep and it's like, are you still watching?
Yeah.
You fell asleep. It's like, oh, well, it looks like Netflix is always watching.
Yeah.
Are you all right? You've been watching this show a lot.
You can shut that off now. Like it'll like if it pops up one time, you can like tell it to not do it again.
Gotcha.
But then it's like, well, now if I do fall asleep, I'm going to miss a lot of episodes.
I'm going to miss a lot of shows, and I can't ever go back.
Right, but then it's the whole thing of like, oh, now I got to figure out which episode was that. Like if you fall asleep,
because they all still watched, right?
Yeah,
they all have that. The bar is filled.
So then you have to go back and try to figure out like, okay, what episode was I on? If it played like another 10 episodes, you're like, oh crap.
I've done that. I've fallen asleep watching something, and then I've had to go back, and I'll be halfway through an episode. I'm like, oh wait, I've seen this, and then I'll go to the next one, and I'm like, oh wait, I remember. It's so irritating.
So then you have to try to figure out where you were.
Yeah. But I canceled my Netflix, so I'm not going to run into this issue anymore.
Well, at least not with Netflix.
My car, I'm not sure if yours does this, but after I've driven, I think for about 6 hours, a little coffee, a hot coffee cup will appear on my dash and be like, "Do you need to take a break?"
All right.
Yeah.
Like are you still driving?
Are you still driving?
Are you still awake? You've been driving for a long time.
But no, but
Are
it's
you
like,
okay?
hey, you've been driving for a while. Are you all right? Are you running away from something?
Yeah.
What are you running away from?
Are you tied up in the back? Only kidnappers drive this long.
Is your car been stolen?
Yeah.
Blink twice if you're okay. Blink once if you're in trouble.
This I don't know how this is a manipulation that would work for you or any like normal person.
What, you think I can't do it?
Well, once you hear it,
okay.
People are afraid of losing things. This is why only 2 seats left works when buying plane tickets. This is a marketing strategy to get people to buy things. That's just information. That's not a manipulation tactic for the normal person.
What does that mean? People don't like losing things. Does that mean like losing out on things?
I guess.
Like,
I mean, I'd say all people are afraid of losing things.
Wait.
But missing out is different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a tactic, I guess, as far as saying like only 2 seats left. It'll help them sell plane tickets to a like half empty plane because people will be like, oh, I got to get it now. And they're probably more willing to pay higher prices thinking, oh, I need to get on this plane because there's only a couple seats left and I'm going to get them. And then you get on the plane and you find out it's fucking like
you're the only one there.
Yeah.
You're the only one on the plane.
Dude, have you ever been on a plane that was like mostly empty? It's weird.
No. I think thinking back, if not completely full, like almost full, like every plane I've been on that I can remember.
I flew one of the times I flew out to Detroit, the plane it was probably a quarter full. It was weird. Wow. And I still had a seat in the back of the plane.
Did they have to like distribute people?
So so that's kind of why I was like, so the people were kind of scattered about the plane. But what was nice is that I had a row to myself, so I just laid down.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Super short flight to Detroit because it's only like an hour and a half or so.
Well, maybe you got to sleep
to
for
Detroit.
Like 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh no, I mean I didn't sleep. I just fucking like was like on my phone and just lounging.
Oh, okay. It
was great.
Were you able to be like properly fastened in that way? Like what if the plane had a complete stop? A sudden complete stop.
Yeah. A midair stop. I would have flown forward in the plane. I would have rolled onto the floor.
Now my audio depiction there is very inaccurate. There would be no screeching of the tires as the brakes are applied.
That's no different than when there's the sounds of cars like peeling out on gravel.
Oh, I love that
in movies all the time.
I have never noticed that. Is this real?
Constantly, yeah. In older movies for sure, they'll have the squealing like pavement sound of a tire on gravel.
That's how good of a driver they are. That's how badass that driver is.
Yeah, they get all the way down through the gravel into the tar that's underneath it.
Yeah. It was a huge like preservation project. It was a big, let's cover these. All these roads are deteriorating because of the weather and things like that. We keep spending so much money on repairs. Let's preserve them. Let's give them a protective layer of gravel.
Yeah.
To help lengthen the life of the roads so we don't have to spend every summer redoing the roads.
They don't redo roads every summer. Not the same piece of road.
Not the same road. Yeah. That would be awful.
Dude, there's so much construction going on out here. So there was this one chunk on the highway that they've been working on for, I think, almost 4 years before we even moved here. And it finally got finished like a year ago, and we've been here 7 years, and now they're just tearing up other parts. So it's like as soon as that was open, it's like, oh, this is nice, the freeway's really moving. And then it was like, nope, now we're gonna start doing this chunk, and it's just back, just worse.
A mile up, we gotta close it down to one lane again.
Yeah, well, that project was shit because it was a big interchange section that they were completely redesigning. So it took forever and it was just a mess. But now it's just a lot of repaving that's going on. So it's like no matter what direction I go, it's awful. So like when I go up to my customer every week.
Are they laying gravel? Are they laying the gravel?
Initially gravel. They're tarring over it.
What? Tarring over gravel?
Yeah, I know.
It defeats the purpose.
I know, right? But yeah, so now what used to take me 45 minutes one way to go up to my customer and then 45 minutes back is now 45 minutes one way.
Go down on your customer.
And then an hour and a half back.
Ugh.
That's how long it took me last week, was an hour and a half to get back from my customer because the highway's so backed up now because of construction.
At least that's what you tell your boss, you know.
No, I mean, that was legit.
Right.
Anyways.
I hear you. Nope, totally.
Pretend that something you don't want to do is actually really interesting or fun in order to get someone else to do it.
Like
it's called huck finning.
I'm moving. What?
Or it's called huckleberry finning.
How is that?
Tom Sawyering.
Wait, so you just made all that up?
It's called Tom Sawyering. They're two characters in the same book.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that wasn't listed in the list.
That is the list.
Example.
The part I'm saying, the huckleberry finning or Tom Sawyering, which is more accurate, was not on the thing. It ended at someone else to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Is you added that part on your own.
Yes.
And you added it. You made a mistake.
I added it on my own incorrectly, then corrected myself.
Gotcha. Well, that's growth.
But do you understand what I mean by Tom Sawyering?
I don't.
He tricks. He's supposed to be whitewashing a fence, and he tricks some other kid into thinking it's super fun to do, so that he doesn't have to do it, and the kid does it for him.
That Tom Sawyer.
Yes, from the book Huckleberry Finn.
So yeah, but don't you think the kid would have grown wise to the fact that
I believe? Let's say he maybe does at some point. I've never read the book, to be honest.
Let's say he starts painting the fence, and then he sees that Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn, whoever, which is it, Tom Sawyer, the character that does it? Let's say Tom Sawyer stops painting the fence. Wouldn't the kid be like, wait a minute, if it's so fun, why are you now not doing it?
I'm trying to, I don't really fully recall exactly what happens, but he gets some kid to do it because he convinces him that it's fun to do, or like
fun, right.
he tells the kid, he convinces the kid to do it for him, I think, because it's so much fun.
Gotcha.
Or something like that. So I think,
I see.
Yeah. Speaking of correcting, we did get a correction.
That's right.
From Snooze Magoo over me not knowing what that game was called last week.
Yeah,
last week.
I think it was last week. Matt was describing some game where he's trying to force his oddly shaped thing inside a hole that's not meant for it. And he thought
many oddly shaped things. Not that they're not meant for, the one they're actually meant for.
No. He's trying to fit his oddly shaped thing into a hole that it isn't meant for, and he thought the game was called Conception. I think that's how I'm remembering it.
That is not at all right, and no.
Wait, so you don't think Conception is you trying to force your oddly shaped thing into a hole that doesn't want it? Make fit.
So what actually happened was I was describing a game where you have a bunch of little plastic pegs of different various shapes, and you have to try to get them all in the hole they are meant for before the game time runs out and it pops and they'll fly everywhere. I thought, and I couldn't remember what it was called, and I said Concentration, which is a completely different game or thing. But we were corrected to that is called Perfection. And as soon as we were corrected of that, I was like, yes, that is correct. Sorry, that part wasn't necessary. But no, as soon as I saw first when I saw the text message, he sent it to us very out of context.
All he said was
perfection
perfection is the game.
Yeah.
And right. I'm like, what?
It was a text out of nowhere that just said perfection is the game. And it took me a second too. At first I was just like, I thought he was replying to something you had said. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. No,
until I read it again and I'm like, oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, no, you saw me. I didn't get it because I'm like, I'm lost here. Because you guys were, I think you had maybe replied back.
I had replied at that point saying like, oh yeah, you're right. That is it.
Yeah, I'm like, huh? So I thought it was some maybe conversation that you guys were having, and then he, for some reason, sent that reply into the thread, which is the three of us by accident.
It took me a second to get what he was saying, because I completely forgot we had talked about that at all. And then it just, for some reason, it clicked like, oh, he's listening to the episode. Okay.
But you said, huh? And
I just always assume nobody's listening. So
me too.
Yeah. So I had no idea.
So listeners, just to explain, Matt and I always assume that no one listens to us. Just wanted to let you guys know that Matt went by it. And we're in the woods.
I have no idea. I assume you're not listening to this. If you're hearing this, I am assuming you don't listen.
So you can agree, let us know if we're right or wrong.
Yeah.
Let us know if you don't listen to us.
If you have any corrections that you'd like to send us.
Yeah. If you have any cues you want me to A.
Oh, yeah.
I will A all over those cues.
He'll get deep in those cues, and he'll give you the deepest Aing he can come up with.
Sometimes it's nice to really explore the inside of a cue before you A it properly.
Right. You want to, because otherwise you could give it the wrong Aing.
Yeah, and if you really work at it for a while, it helps the person receive the A a little bit more easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to give them the wrong A.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about giving the wrong A. I'm just saying it helps them receive it. It's a little bit easier on them. It eases them into the A, and it makes everybody feels better.
Right.
All right. So, on that note, we will see you next Tuesday. Sports.
Goodbye.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at hsfamouspod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior,
Jameson Scratchy Hoffenheimer.